It is 6 o'clock, so. The Interstate 35 Community District exists to develop lifelong learners and responsible, productive, successful citizens in an ever-changing society.
Roll call.
No call?
Roll call.
That's what I was getting ready to do.
Oh,
Why don't
okay.
you calm down over there?
You skipped it, switched it
It
up.
was above there. So we're gonna do the call to order.
Nathan Gibson here.
Monica Strange here.
Dan Hutton here.
Jessica Buckland here.
Tom Bryant here.
All right, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we review the I-35 mission statement and district policies, priorities. The Interstate 35 Community School District exists to develop lifelong learners and responsible, productive, successful citizens in an ever-changing society. Priorities for the district are articulate and support a cohesive, student-centered PK-12 vision for continuous school improvement, engage in effective teaching and relevant learning for the 21st century, and operate with fiscal integrity, efficiency, and effectiveness. For goals, continue to strengthen the culture of learning at Interstate 35 Community School District that lends to engaged learning and rigorous growth. By the end of the school year, the school will ensure transparency and will achieve optimal resources management by aligning staffing levels with student enrollment, maintaining a balanced budget, and ensuring full compliance with Iowa taxation laws. All right, now on to discuss and or approve the agenda.
You had an amendment? Or do we want to do it when we get to that section?
Well, they weren't technically amendments because we didn't create a new line item. They're just additional information under that line item.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're technically still okay.
What? All motion to approve the agenda?
I'll second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Tom was an aye if you didn't hear him.
Okay. The open forum. Is this, no.
No, I'm going to put him under the board con here.
Okay. So no one.
Nope.
Rolling right along. Superintendent report.
Yep, so I included a few things, details under there for just discussion a little bit, but I've been meeting with Brayton and with some soccer club people, and we had agreed, I'd sent you some information about the soccer club using those fields just to the west side of the property there, and so gave them the green light to go ahead and create some space there. They've removed some fencing, planted or put down some grass seed, and they're already using it, and they're loving that. So huge thanks to you guys for allowing them to do that and use that space. Really appreciate it. Concrete repairs. Right before school, we were trying to move things along to get some concrete repairs done to the front by the elementary, and then some repairs in front of the high school, and then in the parking lots. And so we were able to get Stromax out here, and they were out here really quick and got the job done really quickly, so that was nice. Bond referendum communications, just to give you a heads up, we got some message boards that as teachers were coming back, we strategically placed some here. You can see that they're here in the library for when the secondary was meeting here. Elementary was meeting in the music room, and we had some posted there, and then I had some posted in the commons, so that just to increase the visibility there. Right now I have a set that's posted at Tiger Lily in St. Charles. I know the guy, you did see him?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guy said he hears people talking about the bond every day, so he's like, this will be good so that they can.
Joe's a great guy.
Yeah, he really is. But I do want to maybe get some of your advice, because I have a total of 4 more these message boards that need to be placed, and I'm trying to figure out where would be the best place where they can get some foot traffic to see them and observe them. I know we're going to kind of keep one on reserve for us kind of traveling for the football games or a couple of events. But if there's places that I was thinking about the Maverick that's out there in New Virginia. That's the only place I can think of in New Virginia that probably gets the most traffic. But
Yeah.
then,
So the manager there at Maverick has 2 kids, elementary kids in the school. His name's escaping me right now, but I can get you his name and number.
that'd be great.
And then Jones.
Joe
Cafe.
Signer, yeah.
So
Okay.
it's the only 2 I can think of. Unless you guys got better. Top Shop Lounge. If
Top
you got a
Shop
4th
Lounge,
one,
yeah.
Okay.
that'd
I
be
would
a good
definitely put
one.
one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guarantee they're talking about it at the bar.
Yeah.
I bet.
So,
I'm not sure how many more dates there are. I can check and let you know, but New Virginia has a Saturday morning
farmers market.
farmer's market. That might be a good place to put one.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, give me some dates.
Yep.
Okay.
They're every Saturday morning. They're still
No,
having them.
No, they're only 2 a month.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
only 2 a month.
Okay.
It'd be great if we could have a
Yeah.
informational booth
Oh,
up there.
Yeah, have the Yes Committee put a booth up out there with signs, so.
Yeah. Or we'll talk more about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I presented to the entire staff on August 17th, and I felt like that was a good opportunity just to share with everybody, like just an honest look at here's what it actually covers, here's what it is. Had some really good discussions around that, so that was really, I felt like that was a really positive interaction with our staff community here. So on September 22nd, we're actually going to do a press release about this, but on September 22nd, we're going to hold an event here in the auditorium, inviting the communities, all 3 communities to come. It'll be informational only, where select people then can provide or be identified, and people can ask questions after. We're not going to take questions up on the stage, but we'll be able to be present to be able to answer questions as they're there. But it's just mainly informational at that point. I also met with the Madison County Development Group last week. Was able to talk about the bond and what we're trying to accomplish. And that was a good conversation. I've met with each of the city mayors to talk about the bond. And as of right now, I'm on all of the agendas for their city hall meetings. So we'll do a press release about that and see if we can just communicate more about the bond, about me and the school. And then one thing left that's on my docket is to make sure that I'm setting up town hall meetings in each community and inviting the community out there to informational, and then give them an opportunity to ask questions. So, and then just constantly meeting with community members. So met with a lot of community members, coffee, lunch, whatever. So it's been good. Last week we had back to school bash. That was really awesome. So both Rose and Angela did a phenomenal job of pulling that together and running that, and it was really great to connect. I don't remember who had the idea, maybe it was Danielle, but put me on the scavenger hunt list to get the signature from the superintendent, and so it was really great because I felt like a celebrity throughout the day, and so. But other than that, that's all I had for the facilities. Anybody have any follow-up questions about that?
No, I'd just say, you guys are doing a phenomenal job of getting out there and trying to combat the misinformation and disinformation, as well as arming us with, good information to also fight those battles in the social media world. One of the things I'm noticing is, when you talk about one thing, you start giving facts and they'll move to something else. And what I'm noticing, the primary area that I don't have a whole lot of facts to go back on, and I don't know if this is on our list, but eventually they get to the daycare, right? When we're talking about why we're so full, but enrollment's down, but we're needing more space, right? And you get into the conversation talking about preschool and daycare, and inevitably the argument comes back to, well, why are we have taxpayer-funded daycare? We're taking business away from all the daycare people. I don't know if it's possible for us to get factual information around, there's X number of daycares in the community and they hold an average of, Y number of kids, and, there's a demand for Z number of kids. It might not be impossible for us to get that number, but it sure would help, having that conversation of why we do need to have a daycare.
Yeah.
Right now I'm giving the argument is, when you get them in our doors, then they'll stay with us through 12th grade, and that's money, obviously per student from the state. but that doesn't go very far sometimes in
Did you happen to
conversations.
say what daycares are we taking from?
They say private daycares.
Oh.
Yeah, they say we're taking away from private
You
businesses.
mean the ones that are all too full already?
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get to. So anyways, just want you to be aware that when you talk about the renovating inside, that's the biggest sticking point. So anyways.
Yeah, I
And
think,
But yeah.
we could
Are they
lose
licensed
preschoolers
daycares?
because they only go half day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then it's their before or after.
And I know we did something, I
What's
can't remember if it was daycare, if it was preschool, but we had to scale back 2 years ago,
That's
right? And create a
preschool.
list or something.
Yeah.
And almost like a raffle drawing.
Yeah.
So that, we need to, I feel like, tell that story, so, but anyway.
Are
So-
they asking about licensed daycares?
Dude, they just,
I just want to know.
so here's
This is
what I
why I'm on
would ask you to
Facebook.
do. If you get questions, just send them my way, and then I'll, as I've been doing. Like
I
I've been,
do, and they don't, they just, and then they eventually ping me again 2 days later, and, so I do redirect them every time.
Yeah,
But anyways.
just send me the questions, because I feel
Yeah.
like I've been doing a really good job of just trying to carefully craft a response that is just very thoughtful.
Okay.
And just covers all of the bases. And it's good for me, because it helps me learn a lot more about the organization. Just even like, I sent you that response today, just being able to think more deeply about some of those things is
A
really
lot of
helpful.
these things are, have you ever heard of elevator pitch scenarios?
Yeah.
Right? I'm just, in the moment, talking with somebody about something, and they bring
Sure.
it up, and I get that 2 minutes to try and
Yeah,
hook
yeah.
them or not,
Sell the
so.
deal, yeah.
But anyways, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Is there a time set up for the September 22nd community meeting?
Yeah, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Good question, Tom. All right. So here with us tonight to talk a little bit about BoardCon to talk about just ISB in general is DT McGee. He is the executive director of ISB. He's got a long list of credentials. I consider him. He probably doesn't even know it, but a mentor in many ways. I took a class under him at Drake, and he's got a whole lot of experiences, whether it's through being a superintendent himself or through the Board of Education, the Iowa Department of Education, and he's somebody that I really aspire to. He's just a great people person, as you can tell as he's worked the room a little bit. He's somebody that's just a really great model for school administrators in Iowa. And so I'm really glad to have you here, DT, and I'm just going ahead and turn it over to you.
Mike sort of, wow, I wasn't expecting that introduction, so I agree with everything you said. So that's awesome, appreciate you very much.
I was wait, you got to tell me about how the model student I was.
It was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Well, after that build-up, you better not mess up.
All right. So, well, first let me just say thank you. Thank you for saying yes to ISB and to being members. Next, I also want to thank Nathan for his service on the Legislative Resolutions Committee. And so he was recently down in Des Moines. That is such an important part of what we do. And, as we approach our legislative advocacy, there's not a ton of changes that happen every year, but it's really good to vet that through all of our members. All of our members have an opportunity to submit legislative resolutions, and then our LRC committee goes through and refines our full platform before we go off the legislature. And we can't cover everything, right? So we talk about within our organization, like that sets kind of the direction for ISB, and then we have to chart the course as we go through a legislative session, because I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the legislature kind of does things that sometimes we aren't always prepared for, and many times we are. But so it gives us the direction, and then we have to chart that course a little bit as we go in that direction. So tonight I have some materials for you. And so just quickly, if we can go through that, if you want to take your packets. So first is just a value of membership. And I'm not going to read anything off to you tonight, because I know you're going to go back and take a look at some of these. But that sheet talks about the value of membership. And our main areas of service are board leadership and legal services, school finance, government relations, communications, and then just the overall internal structure, which also affords, and we'll talk about this in a minute, some affiliated programs where we act as your advocate within with some businesses and try to get good pricing and give best in class services and programs for our ISB members. Some measures of success, we're not quite ready to go for 25, 26, so check out our website when we'll update this. But one thing I'd highlight for you is we're on year 3 of 100% of membership for eligible members in the state of Iowa. So that's local school, community school district boards, AEA boards, and then the community colleges. So we're really pleased about that. You can see we've got also the next page some facts about Iowa schools. We've actually gone down one member, unfortunately. Orion-Maxburg district dissolved, and so on this next sheet, it talks about how many school board members, and then also how many AEA boards and board members, and the community college boards. And so we serve in different ways each of those different boards. So you can see 1,840 members. All of them are welcome to pick up the phone and call us if you need some support. Superintendent, we get a lot of questions from superintendents, SBOs, board secretaries, etc. And so we're happy to provide that support. So that's some good information there. The team at ISB, we're going through a few changes right now. We have a couple new people we're adding and have a couple of retirements. Highlighting that is Luca Vist, who is a long-standing ISB staff member, beloved by so many of our members. She's a board development director, and she's retiring at the end of this month. And then also Janet Heyman, who is hasn't been with ISB as long, but she's one of our support staff members. But you can put some faces with names when it comes to our staff that are there to support you. I'd highlight a couple of things on there. One is that we have 2 attorneys on staff that can provide great legal information if you have questions. I would say one of the best reasons for that support is picking up the phone and calling your attorney. Whoever you might work with as a district can be expensive. And Anna Harmon and David Hoff can help you maybe refine down your questions so you spend less time talking to your legal counsel on certain items. Also, on our board leadership and legal services team, we've added 2 board development directors. So Chris Hoover is a former superintendent. He's joined us within the last month. And then Lisa Whitaker is a former teacher who's also joined us. So we're really excited. They've been out training with Tammy Drama. If you look on the other side of your folder, you can see the updated strategic plan. I want to thank all of our members who have helped us update that strategic plan. And so we have 3 areas, again, all member driven on where we went with this. So our strategic priorities are empower, so empower our members. Advocate on their behalf is strategic priority 2, advocate. And strategic priority 3 is excel. And so we want to be a top-notch organization by serving our members at a high level. Look forward to some tiered offerings for education. That was something we heard from our members is, if you've been on the school board for 12 years and done a lot of ISB trainings, you need a little different approach than someone who is brand new. And if you go back and look at this sheet, no, not that sheet, this sheet, you can see about 46% of our members are serving in their first term. And so, but we have other members that have served for longer tenures, so their learning needs tend to be a little bit different. And so that is our new strategic plan. We thank our members for that feedback. Next item I'd highlight is you all should have received the Leadership for Student Learning book. We sent that out this year for the first time to all superintendents, board secretaries, and board members throughout the state. This research was groundbreaking at the time and supported by so many other states and their school board associations. And so you can order more hard copies here if you want to do that. But I would highlight the next sheet, which is the Lighthouse Study, which demonstrated that school boards who tend to move student achievement to higher levels tend to do these things. Number 1, they follow these principles: set clear expectations. 2, create conditions for success, and I'm on this sheet right here on the back side. Hold the system accountable to the expectations, build collective will, and then learn together as a board team. And so you do those things as a board, you'll tend to move the needle more on student achievement. Now, I would always highlight for this, notice where number 2 is, what that says. Create conditions for success, and what it comes before. Hold the system accountable to the expectations. That is really important. Set the expectations, create the conditions for success, and then hold the system accountable. Sometimes in this day and age, some people get those reversed. We want to hold people accountable before we create conditions for success. I know that I-35 participates in some different affiliated programs, And so here is the sheet. Now, I do have one to highlight. Parent Square is a new communications partner that we've added within the last year. And then we thank you for using Simply, or using that tonight. That's a great governance tool, one that has been really transformational for a lot of our members. One of the new things we're doing at ISB is we have a new committee, and it's called IASPA. It's the Iowa Association of School Personnel Administrators. You have some folks locally that do some HR work. But we're trying to provide a different, like, there is a statewide organization for school business officials, for superintendents, for principals, for school board members. IASPA has been around for years, but we're trying to give them a little more structure. So we've been the fiscal agent for IASPA since 2014. Now we're stepping in a little bit different role in helping them in those important roles for HR directors. And so one of the things that we do with IASPA is we host 2 workshops, one in the fall, one in the spring. So if you have someone locally that may be interested in that, an HR director, possibly someone who has a large part of their duties as an HR, let me know about that. We'll add them to the IASPA membership list, and then we'll get them on the mailing list if you're interested in that. I don't know if I-35 is participating. I didn't check the list before I left tonight, but Stop and Prop is our school safety campaign. And so every ISB member in the state, and there's more information about it here, can receive a sticker that goes on every exterior door in your district, free of charge. So that's just the benefit of membership. So what we know is that locked and secure doors are one of the top things you can do to keep your building safe. And so we got this from the Pennsylvania School Board Association. They were kind enough to say, use our template, use our vendor, and provide us some promotional materials as well that help us get this launched. So this is something that we've got over, I think now it's over 100 of our members that are using this. And so reach out if you're not doing that already. And did everybody get one of those in your folder? Very good. All right. Final item is annual board awards. So thanks to those. Now I won't call anybody's name because we're recording and things like that, but we've got several people here on the board that have ABA hours. We have one with 9, one member, one with 16, one with 2, and some others that don't have any points yet, I'll say that. Now, just a reminder, annual board awards are awarded at BoardCon in November. And if you get a majority of your board members that get that award, then you get a team award. And of course, one of the benefits of that is you get to come in, you can get your picture taken at BoardCon, you get a certificate, and then also you can take a full board picture. So we hope to see you at BoardCon. Reminder that the first day is the pre-convention learning workshops, also delegate assembly and our annual meeting. And then we have a vendor social that night. On Thursday is the trade show. And of course, our learning day, the actual convention, if you will. And we have keynote speakers. And then on Friday, we have a board president's workshop, and superintendents are welcome to that as well. And so it's a great 3 days. We started a new event last year. We have a board president's reception on Thursday night. That's for our board president. Our board president hosts that. And it's designed for mostly for the people that are attending the next day at the board president's workshop, but anybody is welcome to attend if they're in town and remain after Thursday. And so any questions for me about ISB and our services or what we might be able to do for you?
Could you touch on, just because I heard about it, but it'd be good,
Yeah.
the safety group insurance program and what you guys are working on over there?
Yeah, thanks for asking that question.
DT got an earful, or the whole LRC got an earful from me, and then DT gave some great info, so.
Yeah, well, we this is, if you think about it, with our affiliated program, it's like a 3-legged stool. So we have our members, we have the business that is a part of that affiliated program. So in this case, it would be EMC Insurance, and then ISB. And so what we are designed to do is we can be an advocate for our members in certain ways. So we have a contract between the Iowa Association of School Boards and EMC Insurance. Part of that contract dictates the terms of how that program is going to work. And one of the things that we have been re-energizing is an advisory group. So it's an advisory committee that meets with representatives from EMC, and then there's a managing agent, which is Jester Insurance. And so we are participating in that and helping to engage the field, our members, with those conversations around insurance. Now, what we've seen over the last 5-10 years are some challenging times, especially the derecho that came through and hit the Cedar Rapids area. Grinnell was another district that's hit. So we've gone through some really tough years. We've had some better years since, and so we're starting to see a little bit of a stabilization. But just as you've probably seen with your home insurance, it's been pretty fluid, like in terms of what is covered, what's not, insurance increases. And so we're working with EMC on how we can keep those costs down. The other thing that we've done is work with EMC and the insurance industry lobby, because oftentimes EMC doesn't lobby for themselves, they go through the insurance, their insurance association, to make sure we can continue to use the management fund to pay those premiums. Because think about if you had to pull that out of your general fund and you didn't have that management fund option. And so these are the type of things that we do to advocate on behalf of ISB. So as concerns come up, we really want to hear those. If you look at our staff sheet, Heather Hewlin is our Director of Business Growth and Development. And Heather is the one that is leading that committee. So her job is to work with our members and then also our affiliated programs to see how we can enhance services. And so in fact, tomorrow we have a meeting where all of our affiliated programs are invited in. And we're going to meet with representatives from them and just talk about, what we can do for them. So like when I first came in, some of our affiliated program partners weren't aware that they can get access to some membership information. And so we've started to try to benefit both our members and then connect our affiliated programs with them in different ways. And so it's really just a process of trying to enhance that so that we can protect the value for our members and then also help our business, our affiliated programs be successful as well. And then at some point in time, if it doesn't work out, then we may go a different direction, right? And so we are that advocate for our members when it comes to those relationships. And insurance is just it's a tough time right now.
Yeah.
I was always interested in, as a superintendent, what's the renewal percentage increase?
Yeah.
That and medical insurance, right? Because medical insurance is another tough one.
Yeah.
Do you have an example of like something they've come up with or that group's come up with to like help maybe lower or sustain premium?
Yeah, so one of the things that is happening is risk management. And so within the risk management area, we encouraged, and at that encouragement, EMC has done more work to get out to districts and actively work with districts on how they can mitigate risk. And that can be a lot of different areas. So one, a top area is roofs, is assessing roofs and then making sure those stay tight and up to date, right? And so if you have like a 35-year-old roof, EMC, if they come out and do that analysis, they're going to say, you really need to, repair this or fix this roof and replace that, because that is an enhanced risk. It can be simple things like keeping your doors locked. So EMC is a big fan of the Stop the Prop campaign. Other things, staff training, just around cybersecurity, and also, anything that might come around with a legal action of maybe an employee makes a bad decision, right? Slip and fall out in the parking lot, things like that. So that risk mitigation aspect is something that has helped to mitigate that, because you think about it, we have a ton of our members in the safety group that are doing great work, not a concern. You do a risk assessment, nothing to see here. Others that have multiple areas, okay, these are some simple fixes so that we can avoid those payouts, because when we avoid claims and payouts, that helps to keep premiums low. So that would be an example of where EMC is actively working with our members to mitigate risk. Thank you for the question.
Okay. One more question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've replaced a lot of our roofs and stuff like that here. If we were to like show proof of that and stuff like that, can we maybe work something to do better on our premium that way?
Yeah, so that's a conversation.
'Cause on my homeowner's insurance, when I show proof, actually what I did was I just I did catastrophic and got rid of the wind, hail, and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the best thing to do is work with your local agent, because this is a local agent type of program, and talk about, does EMC have all the information they need locally? Don't assume that they have all the
But
information.
they know that we've done all this part.
Correct. Yeah, and so if there's anything that might be in your risk portfolio that needs to be updated. That's something to work with your local agent to make sure that you're getting an accurate quote and an accurate premium from EMC. Absolutely. Very good. Any other questions? Thank you for the
Thank
time
you,
tonight.
VP.
Appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
gonna stick around, just see how everything runs. And so my last request is, we have a campaign we're launching in September. It's called Everyday Heroes, and so it's a campaign to support public schools. And so if anyone is willing to give me a 30 to 60 second video after the meeting, I sure would appreciate it. If you want to share an everyday hero, could be someone currently or someone you've worked with as a student or as maybe a school employee or a school board member who is a public community school district employee who's a great example of an everyday hero. And I'll give you an example. So my everyday hero is Mr. Budleg. He was a school counselor and an athletic coach at Ames High. And he's one of the reasons I got into education. And so Bud is what he goes by, Bud Legg. A lot of people know him through his work with the Iowa High School Athletic Association, is my everyday hero. And so I always thank him. I still call him up from time to time, get some advice or just to say hello. And so that's my everyday hero.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, DT.
Thank you.
I do want to reiterate that I'd like to advocate for as many board members who attend the BoardCon as possible. I really think it'd be great. It'll help us as we think about just governance and policy training, and then I think it would just help all of us be aligned together. And when we're talking about strategic alignment, and just to build that camaraderie and that trust together, I think it'd be really great. I think it'd be another great opportunity to network and connect with other peers, other board members, to talk about what's going on and problem solve and that kind of thing. So I think it's just a really great opportunity, and I'd like to invite you all to be a part of that, so we can kind of go and be a part of that together. Okay? All right.
All right. So we will move on to the consent items. We have the July 20th regular meeting minutes, monthly bills and financial statements.
And just a reminder on that, June and July are estimated. I haven't closed out the school year yet. By next board meeting, they should all be final, and then I'll put final for June, July, and August on there.
We have some resignation contracts, so hires, Thomas Douglas hired as a high school assistant football coach for 26-27 school year. Kelly Stark hired as daycare PM supervisor effective July 1st of 26. Caitlin Cook hired as high school assistant boys basketball coach for the 26-27 school year. Claire Cornett hired as an American Sign Language interpreter for the 26-27 school year. Melissa Ramsey hired as an associate effective August 24th, 2026. Riley Garner hired as assistant coach for robotics effective August 24th of 26. Amelia Chandler hired as daycare associate effective August 24th of 26. Position add an after-school learning lab position from 3:30 to 4:30 for up to $25 per hour for student days of 168, not to exceed 4,200 for the 26-27 school year. A transfer, Michaela Dolan transfers from special education associate to food service worker effective for the 26-27 school year. Lacey Cunningham transfers from lead custodian to custodian effective August 18th of 26. Resignations, we have Brad Nagel resigns as the co-assistant golf coach for the 26-27 or 25-26 school year. Due to participant numbers, at this time the position will not be replaced. Heather Geddes resigns as a daycare associate effective August 17th of 26. And Lacey Cunningham resigns as custodian effective September 1st of 26. And then we have open enrollment 4 in and 2 out, it looks like. Questions? Comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items.
It's been properly motioned. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? this, moving along. All right, action. Ooh, we'll do that. Action agenda.
So we have one of the things I'd like to just bring up with the board meeting. There's a whole slew of those that came into effect July 1, but there's Senate File 2428. The behavior bill is a big thing that we're constantly getting direction on. It seems like it's kind of a moving target. I was able to do a couple of workshops this past week and just trying to get some clarity there. So I know that there's a consortium that's working on fine-tuning that and bringing that to a focus. I'll be meeting with the admin team next week, where that's going to be one of the agenda items where we actually set up some oversight committee teams and to just kind of work through that together. So I just want you to know that there's a couple of these, the bills that have gone through and the policies that while they are on here, even as second readings, as we've made some adaptations, just know that we're going to have to be revisiting them and making some adaptations as we move forward. Okay.
Makes sense.
I had read all these, I was good, but do you remember the last time we talked, I saw that one that changed where the candidates.
Petitions.
Where the candidates turn their petitions in, they have to turn them, they can't turn them into you anymore. They
Right.
gotta go to the,
County auditor.
Yep.
okay, so we did validate that there was a law that changed that?
Yes,
Okay.
and I thought Nathan was gonna find that, or I thought Michael was gonna find that for you, sorry.
Oh.
Okay,
Because
no,
you
no,
were
just as
going
long
to
as you
meet
looked
with
at
him.
it and validated
Yeah.
it, yeah, that one was the only one that took me off guard, because I don't remember the law
Not
on
every
that,
county
so.
actually knew that went into effect,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Lucas didn't know
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
are the ones receiving. I'm like, well, you are.
Other than that, I am cross-eyed, but I read all these and I think they're good, so. I would, let's know the question and recommend a motion for approval of the second reading of the policy updates as presented.
Okay. So properly motion, do I have a second?
A second.
It's been seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. The next is to approve Stromax concrete repairs for $19,977.
So again, this was part of a lot of those repairs that are on the parking lot, on the west side, and the student parking lot, part of the employee parking lot, the front sidewalk in front of elementary, and then some repairs along the secondary. And so we received some competitive bids. Two of the other bids were double what Stromax provided. And so they were right around that $40,000 mark, and so Stromax came in half that amount, so very thankful for them.
So one thing I would like to say on that is, we need to figure something out if we can. Stromax doesn't just do cheap work or anything else. They're an amazing company. They don't usually bid schoolwork and everything else. Is there any way that we can do something for them, like an in-kind donation deal? Because the work is worth more than what they're doing it for.
Mm-hmm.
And they're purposely doing it because it's the district that their grandchildren go to and everything else. And if there was anything we could look into doing for them on a tax level or anything else, that'd be great. Because I can tell you right now, they're not making money doing this.
Sure.
Or some sort of recognition, at a game or something. I don't know if we can do some sort of donation with tax dollars to a corporate company. Yeah, but we
Well,
can.
in-kind donation's a different deal. Like it just.
Yeah. I assume that's what you mean, like
Yeah.
recognition and
What
things
you
like
do is
that.
that you give them a certificate that says it was worth this, they did it for this,
Yeah.
and they can write it off on their taxes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It costs us nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I just need
Yeah.
someone to tell me if you can do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll look into it, and I'll get back with you.
All right.
Yep.
But yeah, I would definitely motion that we approve it.
I will second.
Properly motion and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alright. Gonna move on to looking at approval for the Johnson controls to replace the jockey pump controller on the sprinkler system for $11,734.
Yeah, so this one's kind of tricky, just because I was talking to Dan earlier about this. Johnson Controls really holds the proprietorship for all of the systems work that it's inside here. So we really don't have the autonomy to go out and get competitive bids unless you change the overall service agreement, and which can be done. It would take time, and unfortunately we gotta, we need this system fixed right away. And so they are our current providers, and we're kind of stuck there. So
Rock in a hard spot. Got it.
yeah, my recommendation at this time, I do think that, maybe we can look into if there's other service providers that we can look into it, but Dan knows there's not very many that are out there that can hold that. So my recommendation is to go ahead and improve the sprinkler system jockey from Johnson Controls.
I would agree. There might be an organization that has a safety group that we could potentially petition to work on behalf of all schools to see if there's other options that can be brought up. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry. All right. Did somebody motion yet?
No.
No,
Oh,
but-
okay. I'll motion to approve the sprinkler system jockey pump controller as presented.
I'll second it.
Properly motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, and then we need to look at new job descriptions for food service, technology, transportation, school bus official. Business, sorry.
School bus.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Back to school.
It's your first day back at school. It's good. Yeah.
So as you know, one of the things that I've been doing is just trying to keep steady on writing the job descriptions. Just again, for context, coming in here, there were no job descriptions for the administrative level team. And so coming in, wanting to do that, gaining your permission to do so, moving forward, just to provide a lot of clarity around the roles and responsibilities, what these admin levels are doing. And again, once these are all done, I plan on sitting down with each of them and just talking with them about their roles and responsibilities and the leadership expectations that they hold, just again from a clarity perspective, and then also my position, my role, and my responsibility in an effort to provide that clarity and transparency that the board and the community is longing for. So this go around, I was able to complete 4 of them for food service tech, transportation, and SBO. And so my recommendation is I will say that one of the things that I've been really trying hard to do is to make it aligned to the guidance from ISB, from the leadership, the ISL standards, and trying to capture what each of these jobs are actually doing. And I'm trying to just really streamline it. And then if you really look into it, if you notice, I created a section that just really articulated the leadership expectations. And I think that's just really helpful, because we could talk about your the itemized things, but what is your job as a leader in the institution, I think is a really important conversation. And then it includes the evaluation process at the end, and just provides a lot of clarity that way. So, okay.
Oh, they're really good. Thank you for taking the time on them.
Thanks.
Very well written, so thank you.
Questions, comments, or anyone like to recommend approving?
I will motion to approve the job descriptions as presented.
Properly motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so our next board meeting will be Monday, September 28th, at 6 o'clock. If there's nothing else to discuss, I'd open the floor for a motion to adjourn.
I definitely want to do that. I'll motion to adjourn.
So I'm properly motioned, do I have a second?
I'll second.
And seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right.
Adjourned.
Run.